Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Last Page podcast. We are your hosts, Mariana and Nikki.
Guys, I was stimming. I got nervous. If you guys are watching on the video via Spotify or YouTube, I was giving you a little scary little face. I'm just so excited.
That was terrifying. I can see you out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, you started to be like, whoa,
Like
what in the world?
the opposite of cross-eyed.
I don't know what it is. I have a bit of like a wacky energy today. I'm just like so quirky and so weird. I walked into the president of Disney's channel and said, I said, I want to make history. You know that Debbie Ryan.
Debbie.
Or what about Selena Gomez? A little Papa Blue for the Teen Vogue party. She had like a streak in her hair and she goes, a little Papa Blue for the Teen Vogue party.
I do not know that reference, but the reference I do know is Demi Lovato saying like, "Oh, what's your favorite
your favorite dish or whatever?" And it was like,
yeah,
I love mugs.
Yeah, I think it'd be a mug.
It's giving Miss Congeniality April 9th because it's not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
That would be perfect day to get married if you were that girl. It's like iconic.
That's so true.
Because you can put on your invites. Anyway, what's up, guys?
Hey, guys. Guys, hi. How are you doing? Why do I feel like I'm in a time warp at this moment? Like, what am I even saying?
It's because you guys were recording on a Friday, and we usually record on a Tuesday.
That's true.
So we're
just like
off,
booked and busy. That's why.
Yeah,
it's because we're like fully fitness gurus, like full fit legends. Like we're working out so much that we just couldn't even find the time.
It's actually though because I got a haircut. Remember on Tuesday I got my haircut.
Was that even the reason? I thought there was something else.
Yeah, I hadn't finished the book, and then when I did, or I had just finished the book and I hadn't processed it in my whole heart.
Right. Is this also a good time to tell you on air that I cannot record next Tuesday? Guys, our schedule is
the perfect time.
Yeah.
We're off. Yeah, we're kind of off.
Well, okay, how was the haircut?
Peace and love.
You're wearing it up.
You guys can't see it. I know, because I was wearing it down, but I'm wearing my like little fun scrunchie. Haircut's good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do feel like I look younger.
Okay.
Like today I wore like a little like half headband and we went to get coffee and I was like, everyone probably thinks I'm like ditching school. Like I look like a little kid.
Oh my God.
But no, it's just healthy. You guys, it was so bad. It was so gross. And when it gets stringy, it was that.
Oof.
So it was, my bangs are still banging, but I could put them back now. And I'm growing them out for the wedding. I keep saying for the wedding, but it's Nikki's wedding, not my wedding. But
yeah, what did you text me the other day? Where I was like, I need to get fit for the wedding. And you're like, I'm getting fit for the wedding. It's like my wedding. And I'm like, it basically is like your wedding.
It's been my wedding.
And you're wearing a satin dress, so you need to get ready for that.
Okay, first of all, she hates me. Thanks for that. I did not know that. So now I can't even eat any more chicken tenders.
You knew that you picked the dress out.
But I didn't realize it's a forgiving color.
It is. You're gonna look really excellent in that, I will say.
Forgive me, please, for everything I've ate.
It's okay.
Anyway, I have stomach problems, so that's what I mean by that. It's like I get bloated really easily.
Ooh.
So, peace and love. My haircut's great, you guys.
You know what we need to get for our wedding is I'm kind of interested in trying I'm a little nervous, one of those lymphatic drainage massages. Because those snatch you up. Don't they like hurt really bad?
Have you ever seen me being snatched? Like they definitely do not.
No, but like with the next working out for the next 4 months and one of those, we'll be ready.
You know what I want? If anyone's got this, like a seaweed wrap. Like the ones where like you get a wrap and then afterward you get the lymphatic drainage massage. Anyway, yes, I have had that before. I didn't feel anything, but also like
did it make you like poop your pants?
No.
Oh. I think that it would
I
really
went to
clear me
one.
out.
You know what? I went to one. If you guys listen to Giggly Squad, Paige DeSorbo used to go to that girl. And in New York, and I went and I was like, well, Paige is skinny, so that means I will definitely be skinny.
Right.
And I was not, unfortunately.
They can only do so much for us girls, you know?
I know, really. It's like, she's like, you got to go to somewhere else.
She's like, that would be called lipo.
No, we're too much.
No,
I love
just joking, guys. Love yourself. All bodies are beautiful. That's how I feel. So.
Facts. I got a haircut and so far so good. That's my put a bow in it.
I will say I am getting my haircut next week. And today I'm starting I'm really I'm heading into the treatment era because as we get closer to the wedding, once again, we got about 4.5 months, a little less. And so I'm starting to get my treatments done. So today I'm going to get microneedling. Very excited about that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually having a really good skin week. So I'm kind of like, do I even need it? And I'm like, you know what? Every single girl that I've ever seen that has perfect skin says they've gotten microneedling. And I'm like, all right, I'll give it a go. So I'm doing that. I'm also getting my nails done today. And then next week I am getting my hair done. And then soon after that, I'm going back for another round of laser. So I'm ready to go.
Whoa, you're going to be unrecognizable. It's going to be walking down the aisle like, who is that Victoria's Secret model?
Ricky's like, what is going on here? Yeah, I'm ready.
That's very exciting. I have heard microneedling is really good if you have like acne scars. Or
I don't have that.
Yeah, but yeah, you have really nice skin, but I think maybe you'll just make it even better.
You know what I've heard it's good for is definitely for like physical acne scarring. I have more so pigmentation issues, which I think is leaning more towards needing a peel, but I don't really want the downtime of a peel at this moment. So maybe next month. But I've also heard microneedling is good for big pores, in which I do have. Every time I put on foundation, I am like, I feel my pores gaping to the sun. You could roll your eyes. I'm under studio lighting right now. Okay. You can't see the pores.
In our very professional studios.
Right. Pores and also fine lines, in which I also have toxed myself up, so I have less of. But, guys, this is just, I'm going to tell you all about all my aesthetic treatments. I don't have that
I
many,
love
okay?
it.
Just know that.
Yeah, we're beautiful. We really are, I must say. Yes. So I'm not worried. I think it'll just enhance all of your beautiful features. And if you like it, then I will also get it. So try it first. And
perfect. Yes. Also, funny how we're talking about actually like the dumbest things alive, getting skinny and also getting our faces right when we have this like really beautiful emotional like topical book.
I know, we're stupid. This is freaking why we didn't go to space.
Yeah. I do not want to go to space. I'd be barfing everywhere as well. You especially.
I would be so.
Oh my God.
I would be. Remember we went skydiving? That was a little too close.
Guys, we went skydiving. Could you ever believe that? The two of us.
We should insert photos here of us.
Wait, yes, you have to send me yours. Okay, that's so funny. I honestly really liked skydiving. I don't know that I would go again. I feel like I tested fate once. I don't need to try another time. It was cool though.
Same. Yeah, it was cool. It was really fun. Yeah, I'm glad I feel like it was kind of a ragtag group of us that went.
Yes, and it was like trauma bonding.
Like, yeah, and all of us are like, and we will never do that again. Perfect.
How many? There was like, we had a group of like 6 or 7 friends who went. It was a lot of us.
I think it was like 8 of us.
That's crazy.
Because even like Lonnie and Lawrence went, remember?
Oh my God, yeah. Wait, that's so funny. Yeah. We did a whole group.
And I remember that because they went first. I was literally last on the plane, last to jump off.
Were you?
Yes.
I think I was like 3rd or 4th, maybe.
Was I last? That feels like a right memory to me or something that I made up. But I think I was.
Yeah. All I remember is I wasn't really nervous. Okay, so I was like so nervous before we went up in the plane. I wanted to die, first of all. They like suited us up and then we had to wait for like over an hour, I think, for our turn to go. I was actually shitting my pants. I was so nervous. I wanted to die. Then once we got into the plane, I was like game time adrenaline. I felt good. I was ready. We go up. And the second those doors open, you guys, oh my God. First of all, it's the smallest plane you've ever seen. It's the size of a car. Okay, it's like a minivan.
Yeah.
Then the plane doors open. It's so loud. And all of a sudden I look over and people are just off the edge into the sky. And when I made eye contact with Ricky and he fell out of that plane, I said, oh dear God. And then the anxiety kicked in. I said, well, there's my man flying out of a plane. That's great. And here I come, baby. I'm coming to save you. Literally, I was like, well, that was it.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
And
I just wish I'm one of those people that it's like.
Sorry.
What?
Did you have dry lips when you were flying?
I don't remember.
Dude,
maybe.
You guys, I'll see if I can insert the video. Literally, half the time I was going because I felt
like a little iguana.
It was like immediate dry lips that felt like they would never be hydrated again. I was like. I was freaking out about the dry lips, but it's okay. That was me.
No, I don't remember that at all. I just remember I like to know what to do. And they don't really tell you until you're there. So it's like, as we're moving up to the edge of the plane, he's like, and you're going to put your feet over here, and then we're going to do this. And I'm like, we couldn't have practiced this.
I know.
We could have practiced this for an hour.
That's so funny.
It was terrifying, but my guy was hilarious.
Yeah, the guys were cool.
Yeah, they were cool. And they're like, we've done this so many times today already. I'm like, are you well?
Yeah, I'm like, are you sure you're
I went
feeling
through a
okay?
cloud, which was cool. Yeah, we
Whoa.
maybe we can insert like a little video.
Yeah, we definitely should.
It's yeah, you guys can use it as freaking sabotage for us.
Oh my
I'll tell
God.
you that
And
right
my
now.
guy we did like 2 or 3 backflips. Because he asked me, he was like,
Oh
oh, do you
no,
get motion sick? And at the time, for some reason, I said, not really. I've grown into my
super
motion
young.
sickness. This was 6 years ago, probably. Or more, honestly. I think it was pre-COVID.
Definitely more.
Anyways, we did 3 backflips.
It was not pre-COVID. Oh
Was
yeah, it
it?
was. Sorry,
It was.
it was like 2018.
Yeah, I think it was. That's crazy. Anyways, long story short, backflips. We turned around a bunch, and then I was like, no, no, no. I was like, stop, stop, stop.
You're
But it
like,
was
I don't want
beautiful.
this anymore.
We did it right off
It
the
was, and we
coast
did
of
it in
San Diego.
yeah, I was gonna say it was a nice day, nice view, nice cloud, see the ocean, peace and love.
I drove by
Anyway,
that place the other day, and I was like, oh, memories.
it's so random because you have to like. Okay, we're done talking about skydiving. Do it, and if you've done it, DM us.
Yes, please.
Oh, speaking of DMing us, you guys are so nice to us. Like literally, why?
No, the
Thank
way
you
that
so
people are
much.
like, oh, this is my
I'm
favorite
like, oh.
podcast. I'm like, really? Why?
You like that girl?
Well, they obviously like me, but you? That's crazy.
No, 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 no. You got it all wrong. You got it twisted.
No,
Anyway, thank you for all the sweet, sweet comments and
yeah.
tagging us on your stories. Like you have no idea. All day long, I'm like refreshing. I'm like, anybody else?
No, I hope you guys know that if we get a DM or a tag from you guys, we're texting each other like, someone DM'd
Immediately.
us. And because we think it's crazy. So, and it's funny too, because if you guys didn't know this, I'm a full-time content creator. So like my job is literally Instagram and TikTok. And, I love my own personal followers. I love those girls down, but there's nothing more exciting than getting a DM about the podcast, because this is really a
Yeah.
vulnerable state that we're in, talking to you guys for like hours at a time. And it feels different. And I feel like we know y'all. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. I hope you read this month's book so that way you can talk to us about it, because I feel like everyone and their mothers and children have read this book, and
Yep.
they've been talking about it without us, but I think we're ready to join the conversation.
Oh, I can't believe I wasn't ready to join the conversation earlier. This has solidified me as a major Taylor Jenkins Reid fan. So,
I know I'm an idiot. Like I should have read this last year when I bought it. I bought it right when it came out.
yeah, didn't this come out like beginning of last year? Are we crazy?
I think it came out like May,
Wow. I wasn't
so almost
emotionally
a year
ready.
ago, and
So,
here we are.
yeah.
Just really on top of it, you guys.
Well, do you have any other updates first before we
No.
hop in?
Oh, well, not really, but tomorrow, usually we film on Tuesdays, but today is Friday, and tomorrow is indeed my third pottery
Oh,
class.
no.
So
Oh no.
just wish me luck, you guys.
Okay,
Just
we're
wish
gonna
me
need an
luck, because
update.
you know what? I've been watching so many videos now, and I think I get it. I think now I get it. I should have
Mhm.
watched videos. I went in like not knowing, and now I should have prepared.
You like a
It's like
clear
I'm not halfway through
instruction
my course.
as was described by your issues with skydiving.
I know. I like to know exactly. So anyway, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Maybe I'll post it on the stories. Maybe I'll bring you along with me for my freaking
Yeah,
thing.
no, I want to see pictures. You need
Okay.
to take some pictures or do a little vlog or something.
Okay, okay.
Because
Maybe
2026 Mariana's gonna be
by
posting.
then I'll show you this is what I made. Insert photo here.
Yes, yes, I would love that.
Perfect.
Well, my last update for the day is I did in fact finish Heated Rivalry. I am in fact obsessed
I
with
haven't
Connor
even
Story.
I don't even know.
It is full on gay PORN. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube and whatnot.
You can't say the word corn.
Corn. Yeah, I love corn on the
Corn.
cob. It is very much corn on the cob. Not like fully explicit corn, but like teetering. So I was a little bit shy, watching it, but I will say fabulous storyline, fabulous acting, fabulous vibes. And Connor Story is the epitome of a star. Like he is a star. I love the other guy as well. Connor Story though, I just love him.
The other guy.
The other guy, Hudson something.
Wait,
But
I thought their name was Ilya and Shane.
oh yeah, those are the actors. Sorry, Ilya and Shane are the characters. So Ilya, my little
Oh,
Russian king, love him the most. He's also literally not even Russian, and he was so convincing. He was doing full scenes in Russian.
yeah, I forget who was talking about it, but they were saying that he only learned it like a month and a half before.
Yeah. He had to do like really intense language classes. And then same thing with, he was like, yeah, the Russian was hard, but the hardest part was learning how to play hockey. Because he's like, I could eventually become fluent in Russian if I practiced. I could never be as good as a pro hockey player. These people are crazy. So
I wonder, do they have stunt doubles for the hockey scene?
I'm sure for some stuff, yeah, but for a lot of it, they had to like learn how to play. But anyway, guys, this is your sign to watch Heated Rivalry, and just know I'm coming to the cottage. So
you're coming to the cottage. I've seen that everywhere. I don't know what it means, but I just see your post.
I love them.
I feel like everyone's obsessed. I need to either just read it and shut my trap or watch the movie. I mean, the show.
I would just watch it, honestly. I do kind of want to read it now, but it's so good. They're doing another season, thank God, because it ends on it's like unfinished.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I'll read it. I don't know. It just feels better for me to read it for some reason.
True. Yeah, I'm sure the book is good.
I do like the actors. They are fly.
They're so freaking cute and adorable, and I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah. Are they actually gay?
Connor Story is for sure the blonde, curly-haired one. People I think are speculating about Hudson.
Sorry. You said, I love Connor's story. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder what that is. Like, did he come from a rough background?
Oh, like his story? No, his name is Connor Story, first and last.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. No, he is just the coolest guy you'll ever see. He is definitely
That's the guy you posted
much
on
homosexual. The feed. Yes. Hudson, though, I don't know. And I think people are speculating maybe that he's bi or like has a girlfriend or something. To me, it's like
but he hasn't said anything. So just.
I mean, he played a pretty convincing gay man, I will say that. So, I mean, he was also like closeted in the show, though. Who knows?
Interesting. Well, I'll let you guys know if I read it.
Please do. Please report back. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
As I do.
Is watching Heated Rivalry. So.
Well,
I kind of want to watch it again.
And I can update you guys on what we've been watching, a little bit different, and just hold on to your pants, everybody. We've been watching the show called Death Cap Mushrooms. Based in Australia, and it's this lady who makes food for a few people that she knows, two being her ex mother and father-in-law, and the other being the town pastor and his wife, and she poisons them with mushrooms, and they die.
All four of them?
Well, three, and then the pastor, saved by the heavens above, apparently.
No
he
way.
makes it. He was like in ICU for ages.
Okay, confirmation God is real. That's crazy.
I know, isn't it? Anyway,
Whoa.
It was crazy.
Okay.
It was like 4 episodes.
It's like a documentary
Australia.
or something? Or it's like a show?
Yeah, it was a documentary.
Whoa. I do love a good documentary sometimes. Some of them are really crazy.
Yeah. I'm the man upstairs, not like Jesus, but Ben. He loves a good docu.
You need to tell them about your feminine rage that you're reading about.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, this is where we're 18 minutes in, Nikki. Just again.
Quick.
Hold on to your panty liners. Okay, so this book is called, what is it called? Okay, let me pull it up really quick.
Hold on to your panty liners is hilarious. I love that.
Okay, this is the book that I started reading, because as you guys know, if you listen to our reading goals, I am trying to just be more of an intellectual. So the book is called The Period Brain,
right.
The New Science of Why We PMS and How We Fix It, a Manifesto, by Sarah E. Hill, PhD. She also wrote Your Brain on Birth Control, I think is what it's called. And very long story short, it's pretty scientific, but it does talk about like it's like, this is like literally 3 chapters in, and I'm angry. I was calling Nikki like so annoyed. It talks about the hormones of a man versus a woman and like the cycle and everything. And for a man, it's like what their job, and like, let's walk you through their job. She says, this will take less than 1 minute. A man's job is to, basically find a woman who will sleep with him, and his testosterone hormone is all he needs, and then it's done. And then he leaves. Okay, perfect. And then a woman, it's like, okay, let's break it down. This is going to take a little longer, you guys. First you have estrogen, and then you have progesterone, and then you have a 28-day cycle. Plus, that's only if you're not on your, it's like a whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? I hate men.
Yeah, like, it's like, what? Now that I think about it, I'm angry. Now that I really think about it.
Just know, I started listening to this on Monday, and it was like on loud audio as I was getting ready. Walked downstairs, and I'm like, good morning, Ben. There you are.
You look at them and
So
you kind
annoying.
of realize, I was telling Mariana, it's like you forget that your like boyfriend or whatever is a man, obviously. But sometimes I look at Ricky and I go, you're a man. And then I get mad. So.
And then I get angry. I know. And it's like, yes, we got good ones, but like, you got it. Anyway, I
need to read that. You know what we need to do is make them read that. When I get pregnant,
I was like, I'm going to finish reading it.
Oh, when I get pregnant, I will be forcing Ricky to read every baby book ever written.
Oh, he should read about how to get pregnant, as in like what your body goes through before.
Literally.
Anyway, peace and love, you guys. Just know that. Just know that Joan and Vanessa were up to something.
They were on to something, not up to something. They were up to something too.
Oh, yeah. And up to something. On to something.
They were smart ladies, I will say. All right, guys. Well,
anyway.
Before we hop into our dramatic retelling of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, we do, in fact, need to do our book rec of the week section, which, if you're not familiar, if you're maybe just first listening, if this is your first episode, I'm just so sorry. Second of all, we do this little segment every week called Book Rec of the Week.
Wait, sorry. What? Imagine it's like we keep telling people like, oh, tell a friend to listen to us. This is their first episode. And they're like, why did my friend tell me to listen to this?
They're like, these girls are weird. No, you know what? If you're listening based on your friend's rec, you've got a really cool friend, I will say.
Just hold on to your panty liners. That's what I gotta say.
Hold on to your panty liners because we're blasting off into space. Get excited. Okay, no, be so serious, guys. If you want to be featured in the next book rec of the week, comment or DM us a book recommendation, but we want the name of the book, we want a little synopsis and why you're loving it. Could be anything, could be any genre, but like really sell it, you know? And then we'll share on the pod. So should we do our little intro? We can attempt it?
Yeah, we should, because everybody loves it.
Okay, welcome to, or it's time for...
Book rec of the week. Book rec of the week.
Book rec of the week. Oh, I thought we were going alternating.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's try that again.
You go first and then I go.
You get a do-over. Book rec of the week.
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 Are we only doing two?
Yeah, I don't know. There we go, guys. That's it. Okay, so today's rec comes from Jess Lewis on Spotify. Shout out to you, Jess. Then the reason I picked this is because it is another TJR book, baby. So she recommends Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Here's the synopsis. Hannah returns to Los Angeles and faces a single choice after a night out: go home with a friend or stay with an old love. The book follows both paths, showing how one decision can change everything. It really makes you think about how small choices can change your life. Seeing the same story from two paths gives you a new perspective on fate, timing, and what meant to be really means. I literally think about this book at least once a week. Jess, I'm sold.
Jess, you know what you need to read is The Midnight Library, sister. Because
ooh, same vibe.
Similar theme. That's
like
not, so I have I have Maybe in Another Life downloaded on my Kindle, and I just haven't read it, but I want to.
I thought you had read, or you read One True Loves, huh?
Yeah, I did. It was so sad.
Oh my God, is it devastating? Like, should we read?
We should, yeah, you guys should read it. Even, I mean, our producer Haley has read it, and I remember she said she cried. It's so good. It's TJR.
She is just so fabulous and amazing. And now I'm ready to read pretty much all of her entire catalog. So, because even a bad Taylor Jenkins Reid book is still good. That's how I felt about Daisy Jones. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So TJR, she did it again.
Yeah, I feel like she's just magic, and she's an author that feels like an author. Speaking of, have you listened to the new Harry Styles song?
Yes, I absolutely have. Guys, we are so back. I like it.
I haven't listened to it. I need to.
Oh. It's literally just like it's kind of giving Midnight's energy for all the Swifties out there. It reminds me a little bit of the Midnight's vibes. But it's just like long and techno-y and, a funny little guy. I love him. So I'll take whatever he gives us.
That would be so fun. I want to go. He's going to be at Wembley.
He's not even coming to LA, and I think that is absolutely ridiculous. How dare he?
He's going to New York, so maybe we could go to New York.
Well, Lynn's texted me about it, and I don't know that I can handle another trip during my wedding year, unfortunately.
He also texted me, and I know.
You said yes?
Maybe.
Jail
I
time
just said
immediately.
if you get a ticket, then I'm down.
I mean, she should
Anyway,
just buy us tickets and somebody else will take them if not us. So maybe that.
exactly. Exactly,
Anyways,
exactly.
guys,
I
okay.
can't
So
wait.
here we are. We have arrived. It's time. 30 minutes in. So sorry for the delay. So it's time to talk about Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm very excited. Let's jump in, shall we?
Okay. So the way that we are gonna break this book specifically, because I feel like there's some really important themes. So we'll just kick off by going through the characters and just like a very slight background on who they are. That way, once we're talking about them, everybody knows, even if you didn't remember. Then I'll do a summary and then we'll go into the themes. So
Yes.
just to kind of prep you guys as to what is to come. So Joan is an astrophysicist who gets accepted into the NASA program after applying a few times. And it's actually kind of sad to see like her going through the application and getting rejected. And then finally she applies and she gets in and she's so excited. She ends up having to, because of that, leave her sister and her parents behind in a way and move closer to the space station. The book opens up with her at mission control. So, like doing the comms for the mission that Griff, Lydia, Steve, Hank, and Vanessa have all gone on. So, that is literally the first chapter of the book. And to me, I was shook because I was like, oh, what's going on? Essentially, you get introduced to the fact that something has gone wrong in the shuttle, and Vanessa and the crew are all basically trying to survive. Immediately, Hank is dead. Sad. Lydia is injured. Griff is injured. Steve is also dead. So from the beginning, you are understanding that these people obviously played a really important part in Joan's life, and now they're either gone or are in like critical condition. From there, it kind of goes into like a dual timeline. So you always get brought back to that moment in that shuttle at the beginning of the book, but you kind of go back in time to Joan going through the space training program, and you get to see their relationship with those people really evolve. So obviously, it kicks off with her moving to be closer to the space station, the growing relationship with Griff and Donna, who like all walk over to the space station together, which I thought was like
Yeah.
really
It's
sweet.
like
And they,
college, like first day of school
it's,
vibes.
I know, and it was really sad because obviously throughout the book, she kind of is having thoughts of like, okay, wow, like these are people that actually really enjoy being around and like I can be myself around, and having to move away from home doesn't have to be like this big scary thing, especially because she is following her passion. And she's so smart. Like obviously all those people in the program are really top of the class, but throughout the entire program you can kind of see her excelling in
Mm.
certain areas where other people are like obviously their strong suit might be flying, but she's like really smart. So anyway, going back to her friendship with everybody, that's like a core piece of the book. So like her going out to get drinks with them even when she doesn't want to, she kind of knows. She's always seems like the peacekeeper within her friends. Um and so one of the like the biggest things I would say is like her relationship with Vanessa starting to evolve like differently than it is with the other friends. So we do get a little bit of a glimpse into her and Griff, who has a little secret crush on her.
Oh,
Um,
Griff.
and unfortunately not reciprocated. And so as they're going through the program, again, like I said so many times, they're getting closer and closer. Her and Vanessa are getting closer and closer as friends. But then I think one of the biggest things in the book is like people are seeing things about Joan that she's kind of not ever recognized about herself until she goes to the strip club. I don't know how to say that. I'm like, until one
And
wild
sees
night.
Raven.
Um, yeah, and so then after she goes to the strip club and sees a topless female, she's like, oh, okay, I kind of think maybe I am alive, and maybe I just don't like boys. So that's like the biggest thing for her is coming into the idea of all of the things that have never felt right to her. So maybe having kids, like getting married, dating. She's dated guys here and there. It just kind of never made sense. So she felt like there was like a loneliness about that. But once she meets Vanessa, like it kind of all clicks.
Oh.
And and it's like sweet and it is sad. Um So obviously the book takes place in the 1980s. And at the time, it was still very much. I did a bit of research. I don't know if you did too, Nikki, but obviously this was when like the AIDS crisis was happening, and people were just making like certain like there was a stigma around being gay at the time, is what I read. And so they were not able to obviously be out in the open with their love. So throughout the rest of the program, you kind of understand as a reader that like her friends know that they're dating, that they're in love, like that they have something really special, but Joan and Vanessa themselves, they can't really be out about it. Like obviously they're closeted. They can't do anything, especially because within the NASA program, they already feel like it was such a struggle to get a place within the program, to be astronauts, to be accepted as women in space, and they just kind of obviously don't want to risk that. I think one of the things about Vanessa is like her passion for flying, and they talk a little bit about her history with her dad. Her dad was a pilot in the war, and she lost him when he was young, and so like that's something that's really important for her. So for Joan, now that she has someone to take care of and to love and to think about when it comes to life, she wants Vanessa to have everything she's ever wanted. So they kind of have to, you know, be a secret for a while. While all of that is happening as well, we talked about Barbara in the beginning. I hate Barbara.
Oh.
Barbara is Joan's sister, and through like Joan having to help raise Frances, which if you read it through Joan's perspective, like she's so happy to do that because she loves her so much, but it's also such a sacrifice, and also Barbara is an asshole. So,
Ugh. I wanted her to punch her in the throat. Every page I was like, hit her, please. Please.
I know. So she's kind of taking the role of helping raise Frances a little bit. So we kind of see that develop throughout the book, which we'll talk about later. But one of the obviously very exciting, and I don't know how you felt, but and everybody reading this felt, I was so happy when Joan got to go up to space.
I was
like
so
when
proud
she
of
got
her.
the call.
I know.
I was actually like, I was like, I'm so proud of my girl. Like it was so sweet.
Or when she got to talk to Frances and be like, oh, I got the pin that she had been talking about, where it's like, oh, when you go to space, you get the pin or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was very sweet. So she goes up to space, and she's the first person in her group to get chosen to go to space. And that was a very big thing. I feel like there's a part of the book where Lydia comes into her apartment, and it's like, why did they choose you? Like, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you. And Joan's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, Lydia.
You are literally not. So
we all know somebody like
very
her.
proud of her. And I think that was like a very big character growth moment for Joan, because she's up in the sky and doing everything she's ever wanted. And then she kind of realizes while she's up there mid throwing up that she wishes she was home. It's kind of like that feeling of like you get everything and then you kind of wish for the smaller things. So very reflective of her. Once she's back, she has to actually take guardianship of Frances. A lot of kind of back and forth on that, but that was like a very long-winded way of saying at the end of the book, we are brought back into December 1984, which is the day that they're all up in space. And do you want to talk about the ending? Because I know you're so passionate about it.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, first off, I think it's really interesting the way that Taylor Jenkins Reid always like flips perspectives like back and forth, or not perspectives, but like dual timeline in her books. Because I feel like it makes it really impactful, because as we're going along, it's like you're watching, because at first when the book opens up to the past, or I mean to the present, you're like, oh, well, obviously she knows these people in mission control and whatever, but like we don't know how. And then like the stakes start to get higher and higher, because you're like, oh my God, like that's the love of her life that's up there right now. So basically now it's up to Vanessa to like fix everything and like figure out how they're going to get back home, because at this point everybody else is either dead. First of all, Griff died. Devastating. Really, really.
Yeah, I forgot to say that, mostly because I'm in denial.
Yeah, that was a hard one. And so it's really just her and Lydia at this point, but Lydia is like incapacitated. She like can't be helping. So Vanessa now has to either figure out how to fully fix the space shuttle and like get it ready to go back to re-entry to Earth, or just kind of leave because it was like this door issue that was going on. So she's like, or we can try and go back sooner, hope that the door stays closed and works. And then that way Lydia can get medical help, because either way, either it's like you get a better chance of surviving or both of you might die, but Lydia might also make it, you know?
Yeah.
So now she's kind of fixed with this impossible choice. Basically, Mission Control and Joan are saying, okay, the orders from Mission Control are that, you know, you need to fix the door, let Lydia go, because it's likely that both of you aren't going to make it. Vanessa, being, you know, just the strong-willed girl she is, disobeys the orders, and she's like, I know that I'm going against what you guys recommend. You can fire me or arrest me, whatever you want to do when I get home. I can't let Lydia die. So we're gonna try. We're gonna just do it.
Yeah.
And at this point, everybody is kind of accepting the fact, like, okay, she's probably gonna die. There's no way this is gonna work. Her and Joan get to have their moment over the comms, which is heartbreaking. I was inconsolably sobbing at this point, like fully heaving, snotting, not well. Okay, I'll insert some photos.
That's
it was
so
really,
funny.
I was not okay. So then they get to kind of have their like goodbye piece, devastating, and that's it basically. That's like kind of how the last page of the book ends. The comms go silent. They lose connection with her because she's like, here I go, I'm giving it a go. And then at the very last moment, it's silent. Everybody's like, all right, they're gone, we're not hearing anything back for reentry, whatever. Joan kind of gets to accept, in a way, the fact that like, even though she lost this great love of her life, she's glad that she got to experience it. And she like came as close to like peace as she could get after just witnessing her love of her life die. And then boom, there's like a little blip on the comms.
Do you hear me?
And so
This
then
thing
we
on?
know Vanessa is indeed alive. And that is when the choked sob escaped my lungs. And I went, huh, as I was reading. So I had to strip all of my clothes off. I had to sit up. I slammed the book shut. Ricky's looking at me like, what is going on? I'm going, that's the best book I've ever read. I'm like throwing stuff across the room, sobbing.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it.
Did I miss anything else that you want to add in the beginning?
No, I think that's the main gist of it. I'm excited to dive in.
I'm excited to dive into. I will say up front for everybody, I did not cry. And I don't know, Nikki thinks it's because
Crazy.
I was overhyped the cry. But I just wish that Vanessa would have stayed dead.
Yeah, but
And then maybe I
the
would
crazy
have
part is
cried.
you didn't cry up until, because she literally like re-emerged in like the last 5 sentences of the book. So I'm
I
surprised
know.
that
Then
you
it
didn't.
would have hit me real in the gut, you know?
But that's the thing, is I was like, oh, we're on the last page, like she's gone. Like she's dead and gone, but then she wasn't. But I was sobbing long before she was, even when they were saying goodbye to each other, you didn't.
I know, that was sad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was not okay. I
Yeah,
do think
going
though,
back to
like having this idea that everybody cries, it like kind of tricks your brain into being like, well, maybe I won't.
yeah, maybe. Going back to obviously the fact that I mentioned it was 1980 and they were allowed to be out. I did think that the way that they attempted to say goodbye was sweet. Because it's like on comms, like everyone in the world can hear this.
Yes. Well, and it was crazy too because they kind of let her do it. They were like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, say what you need to say, girl. Because they knew, you know. And it's like,
Yeah,
just,
but then she's alive and they're like, oh, shiz.
yeah. And they're like, well, we're going to both retire and we're out of here. Goodbye. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Okay. Well,
But she's alive.
she's
Don't worry,
alive,
you guys.
happily ever after. Thank God. Should we jump into it?
Yeah.
47
let's go.
minutes into the episode. Should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks for sticking around, guys. Okay. Well, one of the very, very large themes in the book is sexism. Women in STEM, one might say. Obviously, back in the 1980s, women were still fighting very, very hard to be seen as equals, as we, sometimes still are today. So we'll say that.
Yeah.
This was a
And we're
big
right back.
theme. And figuring out like how, because like you said, there had only been, prior to Joan, there had only been one team that included a woman going up to space in like the prior recruit class or whatever. And so it was really a hard thing for them to like have to break in and be actually accepted, because a lot of the men in their own group and their friends and stuff knew their talent, but overall they were just very underestimated. And one of the things that I thought was the most interesting that kind of feels very representative today of women and then also of like minorities and stuff is how one woman could do something wrong and all of a sudden everybody would be like, oh, well, then women are incompetent or whatever. It's like you get seen as like the token spokesperson for the group. And that's kind of what Lydia was saying, is she was like, well, like I'm trying to fit in with these guys because they are gonna, if they see
because that's why.
Yeah, like if they see me getting upset about it, it's like that speaks for everybody. That speaks for all of the women. You know, it's so, that's like a crazy concept to me.
That was a crazy concept to me as well. I think when there was a very important scene with Joan, Donna, and Lydia, and they're out, you know, camping, and someone makes a stupid tent joke, like pitching a tent. You guys can pitch my tent. Someone, a man. And Lydia laughs, and that's when it kind of goes through, like, why are you laughing at their jokes? And I think she said something really important where it's like, you have to make them believe that they made the right choice, because the reason why they made the choice is because they think that, like, you need to let them believe that we're the same as them, aka stupid. Because that's the only reason that they've allowed it to begin with.
Yeah.
And so I hated the idea that, like, 'cause even Joan's like, I don't want to be like them. I don't want that. And it's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, to them, it was like, you kind of just had to suck it up. But I hate that.
And it's like, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, okay, men think that women are really emotional. So even if 99% of the time you're completely logical, once you cry once, it's like, oh, see, I knew that they were emotional. It's like you can't, there's no leeway, especially back then. And especially when they were so early on into being accepted into NASA and stuff, it's like they had no wiggle room at all, which is just so interesting and crazy.
It's like there's no room for error from being a girl. There's this quote, and if you guys remember, this is when they had all gone up to space, and there was this guy named Jimmy flying the plane, and all the girl, or basically Joan, said that she was scared. She said he was. Seconds later, the plane began to level out, but she kept her eyes open. As the weight of the air landed on her back, she looked at Jimmy. He was holding on to the padding on the side of the plane, and as he began to drop, his eyes went wide and blinked over and over again, his chest rising and falling rapidly as his breath began to shallow. Joan realized that he was terrified. She said Jimmy had been told from a young age that fear and failing and trying and wanting and openness and kindness and sincerity made him weak. And because he had believed it, he had learned to suppress all of those things. And when he saw those traits in others, he hated them because he hated himself.
Ooh, yes.
And that's what it is. It's like
the classic with bullies and stuff. It's like they hate you because you have qualities that they hate in themselves. You know, it's like, oh, if somebody is being super, super confident, people hate that because they can't do that. It's like if someone is showing vulnerability and emotion, they hate that because they don't get to express that. They think that means that they're weak, and they wish that they could be able to express that, because everybody should be able to express that. But it's like toxic masculinity.
Literally. She says, admitting that you were afraid always took more guts than pretending that you weren't.
Yep.
Oh, I hate Jimmy. The Jimmys of the world.
Yeah. That also...
One thing...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One thing on the flip side of that was, I think, a big theme of the book, too, kind of tied to this, was like Joan finding her footing, being in a place where she felt like she excelled and belonged and had family and stuff. She was doing a few of the tests, the one with the parachute where they had to like go on the parasail, get strapped to the parachute, and then fall.
Yeah.
And I thought one of my favorite parts was at the very end when she like nailed the challenge, where she says she was scared, but she did it anyway. And at the end, she says, my God, she thought, what else can I do? It's kind of like once you're able to do something and you like it's that moment of like I am invincible. Like I think we need more of those moments kind of to understand that like there is power behind doing something even though it's hard and like maybe failing, okay, my pottery, and then just like being able to be on the other side of that and being like, okay, I did that and now what? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
It was like an eye-opening moment for her. Well, and also I
Yeah.
think too, a lot of women, it's like we kind of we don't have this like blind confidence instilled in us that men do. So it's like we
Yeah.
kind of second guess everything. And it's like, no, we can do it. And also, like, she was there and she was like, I'm going up in this parachute. So like I need to just do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing
Yeah.
it. I better do it right. You know what I mean? So it's like we're a lot
Yeah.
more capable than we think we are.
I know, but it's like that thing where I forget who said this, and it was so long ago, but it stuck with me, where it's like if you were to look at a 2-year-old little girl and a 2-year-old little boy, you can see from the beginning where it's like girls are always so cautious.
Yeah.
Like little girls and like you grow up being very cautious where like little boys from the beginning are fearless and they
Mm-hmm.
are told that they can be. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, go climb up this random ass stairs and you'll probably fall and like that's fine. But it's like a girl will be like, okay, like and then what's like, you have to be in this
Yeah.
world
Well, I feel
slightly
like
more
women are
cautious.
also, I'm sure, like biologically designed to be protectors more so. And men, like, as
Mm.
in like hunter gatherer days, like they are biologically bred to be fearless and like, because how else are they going to go out and hunt a tiger at night or whatever?
AKA that they only are full of testosterone.
Yeah, and it stays with them today. So it's like they have it's like the thing about, oh, do you think you could fly a plane in an emergency situation? All men are like, yeah, I could fly a plane. And I'm like, you actually like literally could not, but okay. You know, and
Yeah,
whereas women are like, no, I know that I couldn't fly a plane. It's
I
like it's
know.
just crazy the confidence.
Yeah, it's delusion is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, but you
Um,
know, we all need to start being a little more delulu. Have the confidence of a mediocre white man. That's what they say.
get that on a t-shirt, you guys. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I think we can see that theme like so clear throughout. Obviously, not even just like the sexuality piece, but also the way that the other shitty male astronauts interact with her. Obviously, she's like Griff is the good guy, Hank is the good guy, but at the end of the day, like there are still so many barriers for the main characters and just like the women in the book to go through because of the time that it is and also because of the nature of like yeah like women in STEM now is such like a funny little saying, but we're smarter than boys. We are smarter than
Literally.
them.
Literally.
Like
Like actually,
hello,
factually.
factually.
Yeah.
That's my point. That was it. Period.
Now I'm getting angry. Okay, one other last piece on this that reminds me, now that I think about it, a lot of the Ministry of Time, which I don't know if you
Hmm.
guys read that one with us, but if so, even if you didn't read it, you can watch that episode because it was kind of just like a good topical discussion. But um, the way that Barbara had always been so desperate to like kind of fit in and she wanted to like marry the rich guy and stuff, there was a little piece about that where it was like she didn't have the same rebellious, like defiant nature that Joan did. Because Joan, whenever she was around these like misogynistic men, she had
Yeah.
the nature to be like, well, no, I don't want to be like that. I don't understand that. Whereas Barbara was very much like, I'm just going to try and be accepted however I can, even if it's to my own detriment. And I have this quote in here that I liked that says, the rules of society come for everyone eventually. The too big, too small, too wild, too quiet, too strong, not strong enough. When Barbara had been kicked out of the main group, she never stopped to question the injustice of it all. She'd just been so desperate to get back in. And so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, what do you mean I was cast away from society when I was like a young single mother? Like, shouldn't we be kind of like, maybe there's something wrong with that? She was like, no, that didn't bother her at all. She was so desperate to get back in the group. She was like, yeah, whatever, like, forget about my daughter. I don't care about her. I'm just going to try and get back in. And it's
I
like,
know, and it's really sad because it's like heartbreaking to see that like she maybe jeopardized isn't the word, but like she yeah, like gambled away her morals and her
mhm,
values and everything that you know, as a woman, you want to fight for, you want to fight for your daughter, you want to do all this, but she's like not fighting. She's just like letting people walk all over her. And with
Yeah.
throughout her relationships, like Joan had to step up for Frances, and it was more about Joan keeping up with her values. Like I feel like she would do that for everybody, obviously, especially for her sister's daughter, but it was just really sad. Like I hated Barbara for that.
I did too. And it's just I feel like everybody knows people like that. And we see it a lot in like what's going on in today's society. And same thing with Ministry of Time that we talked about. It's like, if you are a part of this like elite group that really discriminates against others and are very quick to drop you. It's like, even if a friend group, it's like if this friend group is so quick to drop you for doing one thing wrong, and your first thought is like, how can I get back in, versus wait, maybe this is not fair, maybe this is not right, like this doesn't work with my morals. It's sad to see that she didn't stop to question that and think, okay, maybe there's an issue here, versus like, I just need to get back in, you know, because some people are just, they just want to be protected and fit in, even if it means other people don't get the same treatment.
Which is so crazy because that's just a shitty person to me. That is, with everything going on
selfish
back home, like it's fucking crazy. Like you think just because you are a Mexican wearing a full ass mask, like tackling other people, like that wouldn't do that for you on when you're off duty? Like you're kidding, right? Like
no,
you're kidding.
That is so true. Because it's like some people,
insane.
Well, and also it's like, this is more so the Ministry of Time piece where it's like, if you're an outsider, no matter how much you cosplay as like one of the elite, like they'll drop you eventually, you know, like you're not in. And that was kind of what I was thinking with Lydia. It's like, okay, maybe if you pretend long enough that you're like one of the boys and whatever, like, yeah, they'll accept you into the group and maybe you'll be seen as better than the other women. But like when it comes down to it, the boys are protecting themselves. They're not going to protect you. They're not going to like want to back you. And it's the same thing. It's like these like, it's crazy. It's like you have to look around and actually realize like what is going on here. And you're never going to be in that group.
I know. And I did think that like the Barbara character and the Lydia character were similar enough to where they just wanted, you know, to survive in their own way kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, I think the fact that Vanessa ends up saving Lydia, no matter what, she always hated her. She always thought she was annoying. Lydia was rude to everyone, and she still chose to save her. It's like in a world full of Lydias and Barbaras, like be a Vanessa. Like
literally,
it's like all you have is to just, all you can be is just be a good person.
Yeah.
And there is, I think people are like, well, I am being a good person by doing X, Y, and Z. You know that's not true. Like a good human being who cares about others.
Yeah. And it's hard. I feel like we should ask you guys, the listeners, like if you were in Vanessa's situation, what would you have done? Because we were talking about this off camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Like as much as I like to think I would want to be like Vanessa and say, you know what, like even though this girl is a little problematic and we don't really like her that much, like I'm going to save her. I'm not leaving a man down. Especially because Lydia was the one to like patch up the hole and everything. I don't know if that I'm that big of a person. If that was like somebody I rode for, you know, like that was my girl, like, yeah, I'm going to try and save us both. But like, I'm sorry, girl, like I'm saving myself and getting back home to my family, you know?
I think it's hard when you're a person maybe like you, where like you are, I guess, like scared of dying, where you're kind of like, I don't want, you know, versus not that I'm not, I guess I'm no, like I don't think I am, like I don't, it doesn't keep me up at night, like the thought of like, I just feel like I've had such a I'm grateful for my life and whatever happens, peace and love kind of thing. So if I could, why not? Like literally I would feel so shitty if I didn't do that. And I'm not doing it because I would feel shitty, but I just feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I would just risk it all.
I think it's also hard for me because I'm sure that my answer would change significantly if I had kids. So it's a little different even for Vanessa, because like if I had children, I'm doing whatever I can to get back home to them, versus now it's like, okay, like I'm going to try and save somebody.
But you wouldn't go up to space. That's another thing they were talking about.
That's the other thing, is I'm not going to go risk my life like
We're
that.
not going up there.
No, never, ever, never, never, never.
Another thing, kind of still on this same theme, is the fact that Donna and Hank end up dating. Obviously, we all know that.
Oh.
And Donna gets pregnant, and she is like, they wouldn't blink, bat an eye at Hank going back to work. But if I went back, they would deem me as like unfit to fly a plane ever again, unfit to go up to
Mm-hmm.
space. And if I did go up, they would be like, how can you leave your daughter? It's like,
Yep. Which happens
it's the
constantly to
same
women
roles. Yeah.
nowadays. It's like, even like, I get so mad because I love Whitney Levitt from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives / Dancing with the Stars. So many people, now that she's like signed on Broadway or whatever, they're like, well, what about the kids? Like, what you bring in your kids? Like all this stuff. And I'm like, dude,
Who's watching the kids?
Yeah, I'm like,
hello?
her husband is watching the kids. What do you mean? Their father is watching them. Like, she doesn't have to be. It's the same thing. A working mom and a working dad can be the same thing. But people are like, well, where are your kids? But they would never ask a man that. Crazy.
Like, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah. Kimmy. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like, obviously, if you're a girly listening, like, and if you're a guy listening, like,
the men have clicked off at this point. They're not listening to us anymore.
Yeah.
The girls, the gays, and the theys are the only ones who are around at this point.
Yeah. No, it is insane. But
crazy.
Yeah, I really felt like Taylor Jenkins Reid did such a good job at kind of showing a lot without saying too much. Like, a lot of the, obviously, things that Lydia outright said are fucking insane, but like a lot of the smaller things that Barbara did, and just like not prioritizing her kid, and just like when she found, I was a bit confused when she ended up getting married to that guy, because I thought she was doing it for the money, but then at the wedding, I felt like Joan was seeing the good in them, of like, they're in love. But
yeah,
if you love her, you love all of her. You don't just love her by herself. You have to love her and her daughter.
Right. Well, and it's crazy too, because it seems like the guy really was trying for a little bit. Like, I was kind of like, oh, he's actually a good guy, and like was trying with Francis and stuff. But I think the way it seemed to me is that Barbara was almost the spearhead of like, oh, well, whatever, Francis is being mean to him, and so we're just going to ship her off. Like, that's what it seemed like to me, because it seemed like he was tolerant about it enough until Barbara was just like, oh, well, she's a lost cause, bye. Yeah. They weren't really trying to include her or make her feel wanted or anything like that. It was just so sad. I think
because Barbara had said like, oh, well, Daniel never wanted kids.
Yeah.
And so it's like, she's like, okay, why would you be with someone who never wanted kids?
Yes, fully. Like, you have a kid, but she never felt responsible for her. She always shipped her off to Joan anytime she needed. And when she would like leave her for a long time and not pick her up from school and all these things, and Joan is like, this is your daughter. What are you doing?
Yeah.
She just, and it was so clear how desperate she was for like that connection with her mom. It was really sad.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that, obviously, I didn't cry at the end, but I think one of the only times I cried was then. I think when Francis was talking to, or Joan was talking to Barbara and being like, what are you doing? Like, snap out of it, or give me the freaking keys and never come back here. And she's like, that's fine.
That was crazy. And she had to go get her from school because she was having like turkey sandwiches with the teacher. Oh my God. That's so crazy. Sad.
It's hard. Like, you never want to judge a mother, but it's like, it was very clear that she never wanted to be one. So I don't know why.
Okay. Well, next theme that we have is about space. Because, that's what we are here to discuss, is atmosphere and going to space. Women in STEM. I also thought it was very interesting how, on the surface level, a lot of it was about science-y, spacey stuff. Like, they would talk about that a lot, but it also kind of transitioned into this like spirituality piece about what these things all meant to them, and like what the deeper meaning was behind going to space and seeing the cosmos and all that stuff. And I really liked how Joan had kind of a spiritual view on it. And it was interesting to see the juxtaposition, because Vanessa was just like, yeah, whatever, like, it's space, like, she loved it, but it wasn't spiritual to her. But Joan had this very like existential, romantic way of thinking about it, which I thought was cool.
I think the difference there was, I kind of mentioned it in my summary in the beginning is like all of the key her friend group were there for a certain reason, right? So Vanessa was a aero flight person, like she flew planes and
Mm-hmm.
she was like a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Like think of like someone who works at like Boeing and works on planes and stuff. But so she loved flying and like the idea of flying and the freedom that came with that
Mm-hmm.
and being up above versus Joan was an astrophysicist. So she studied the stars. She studied the moon and like, you know, the planets and all that stuff. So I think you kind of do have to be a little bit of you have a little bit of respect when you are so passionate about something like that. A lot
Yeah.
of respect. And I feel like I did see that come across for her in the way she talked about like space and God and stuff. I have a quote. I don't know if you have one too. Um,
Yeah.
but this I think this is a good one to kick us off. This is from page 90 if you're reading the physical book. It says, "We are the stars and the stars are us. Every atom in our bodies was once out there, was once a part of them. We look at the night sky. Sorry. To look at the night sky is to look at parts of who we were once and who we one day may be," which I thought was
Yeah.
interesting.
It's
It's
funny
like,
because this is like exactly how when I think about my own spirituality, this is exactly how I feel.
yeah,
Like, I'm not very,
like we are everything.
yeah, we're everything and everything is us. Like, I didn't grow up with a religious background. Like, I have a lot of respect for religion, but it was never like something I grew up with. But I've always been very spiritual. And I'm into that idea of like the universe and karma and how everything is connected and how you can feel such like a massive connection to the earth and to everything around you because we're all built of these things. Like, we're all built of these
Yeah,
atoms. And I think that's why people have derived religion from things is like, how do you look at all of this? Like what she said when they were stargazing is, I'm passionate about the Milky Way and I think God's in it. It's like, how do you look at things like that and not think like, maybe that's God, you know? Even if you're not
yeah,
a like specifically religious person, believe Jesus, whatever, like God is all around us in that way, whether or not it's
yeah.
described as the universe or whatever. That's how I've always felt. So I really like that quote that you said.
I think so too. I think the idea of like karma and to just as simple as it is, and it's like so like simplified to the point where it stopped meaning things, but just like be a good person because the things around you are like influenced and like the energy around you and the energy you put out comes back to you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like obviously there are a lot of religions where you believe in like the universe and you don't believe in statues where you don't have to see something to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like faith in whatever it is, and for her Joan, it seems like faith in the stars and you know what's out there in space and like the history behind it that shaped us is important in the sense that like it gives you something to hope for in a way and like
Mm-hmm.
hope is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like for them they always like hoped to be up in space, like that was their dream. And it was interesting because as much as they talked about it and how much they respected it and the passion, once Joan went up there she was like, what are we thinking? We are humans. Like what made us think that we could do this? Like this is untouched and pure and like we're trying to come here and ruin it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was also interesting. Like once she got there, she was kind of like, I would rather not.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, it's like she didn't need it. She felt so fulfilled. She's like, I'm glad I saw it, but I feel so fulfilled with my life at home that like I don't need all this. And it was interesting too, again, like the difference between women and men in their thinking sometimes is when she was looking out at the earth and being like, wow, and like romanticizing it. And there was like all these thoughts swirling through her head. And I forget what happened with the guy who was there with her on the
Hmm.
mission. And he was just kind of like, oh, like, you know, there's the earth. Like it was
Like,
less of a
yeah,
romantic experience. And yeah, I don't know. I just really liked her point of view on a lot of things where she felt very like grateful and deeply connected in a way. Um, there
I
was
think
also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think the grateful piece, I think for Joan, and it was interesting because I feel like Joan was such a positive person. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was never really angry. She never was like an extreme of either sides of things because when she was talking to Vanessa about God and like everything that she believed in, and Vanessa was like so obsessed with her and like how passionate she was about it. Vanessa was saying, obviously, they were both like closeted gay women, and she was like, religion kind of shuns that and doesn't accept it. But then on Joan's side, she's like, that's not the gods that I know. Like, they wouldn't be hateful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for her, it's like, I don't know, it's hard I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think more than anything, it's like in Joan's world, her God wouldn't hate them.
Right.
But in the, commercialized religion of everything that Vanessa grew up in, she said her mom and everything, it was like so dark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which I think is what turns a lot of people away from religion. But it's interesting where it's like, I just believe that everyone could have spirituality in their own way. And I think Joan really helped Vanessa kind of get there.
Mm-hmm.
And like start to see things like that. And one of the pieces that really like sent me spiraling when I was having my cry moment at the end is when Vanessa was like really like she was flying the thing back. She's trying to get everything to go together, whatever. And it was the first time she really was like, I just want to go home now. I think she literally said that or thought that. She's like, I want to go home. And I was like, oh, yeah. She like finally came to that realization that Joan had so much earlier where she's like, I don't need to be here. Like I need to be home with my family and my love. And it was like
I feel like stuff like that is hard though, because how can you, and that's like the idea of everything. Like how can you know you don't need something until you have it and you no longer want it? I think and that's why people are like, they want all the money and there's never enough. And it's like, well, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. And it's like, you're never going to be happy because you haven't come to that realization where it's like you don't actually need any of this.
Yeah. Well, you really don't need anything. And that's the thing is like people are happy with so much less than what we have and people are miserable with so much more, but it's hard to know in the moment like what is going to make you feel fulfilled. So I think that's part of the whole journey is like trying to figure out what actually is going to give your life fulfillment and what are the things that you never needed, but maybe you had, because it's also like maybe they never needed to go to space, but the enjoyment and the part of getting there is what gave her life meaning, It's like spending all these years training and building connections and learning and, researching and planning. And like that was the fun part.
Yeah, I know. It is very much like college. It's like it wasn't about the school. It's about the friends that you made and like the memories and stuff. So
maybe
I do think for Joan
along the way.
I know it was always the friends we made. For Joan, I think it was once you realize like she's like, what the heck are we doing up here? Like, let's go home in space. It stripped everything away to where it's like I have always just wanted to belong somewhere. One, and like she did with her friends at the space station, and two, find love. Like once she, all you need is love. Like once she had Vanessa, she's like, I don't need anything else actually.
Yeah.
But that's also like delusional thinking if you are someone who's like struggling and you're like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. My last quote that I have saved that I really liked because I like the idea of how cute humans are. Like I've always thought like humans are so cute because we just like look for meaning in everything. We strive for things. We're very romantic as, species. And she said, look what we humans had done. We had looked at the world around us, the dirt under our feet, the stars in the sky, the speed of a feather falling from the top of the building, and we had taught ourselves to fly. So it's like, like we look at all these things and it's like, what can we do? We're going to fly. We're going to go to the stars. Like it's just so cute. Humans are funny.
Humans are funny.
I love us. We're annoying, but you know what? I love us.
I know, but like,
But like, we have to ruin everything.
No, I know. It's like greed. I think greed is one of the deadly sins. Like you got that right. I tell you, sister.
1000%. Oh, guys. Well, of course we have to jump into the piece about love and sexuality and being gay in the 80s and Vanessa and Joan falling in love. And it was just, I don't know what it is. And maybe this is because it's different to me as a straight woman. But every time I've read a gay or sapphic romance, it feels so much more like fates and life altering. And like it feels so, it's like Song of Achilles, like was the greatest love story. This one, greatest love story. Like even watching Heated Rivalry, it like feels different. And I think that's so crazy because of the way that they had to go against so many odds to be together. And it's like
But
a
I think
pure
that's
form of
why.
love. Yeah. And it's crazy because when I was watching the last episode of Heated Rivalry last night, I was watching it out on the TV, and normally Ricky has the TV, so he was like sitting there watching it with me. And I look over at him and I was like, isn't it so crazy that we never had to think about the fact that we could just be together and be out, and like we take those things so for granted, and not everybody gets that experience. And so
Yeah.
it feels more impactful in a way to read these stories about people who it's like they have to be against so many odds to be together. And I'm like, wow, that's like true love.
I know, and I feel like we romanticize that, but like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, like
that
how
is
is this
so
the world?
annoying.
Yes. And even still, like obviously it was worse back in the 80s, but
Yeah,
still it's so demonized in a lot of places that it's
no, it's
just, and it's
insane.
like this like subtle, I don't know, it's like an underlying judgment or like bias from everyone that people still
Yeah,
have to think about this, and it's sad.
I know. Can I just say, I had no idea they were lesbians in this book. Like, I had no idea that
Wait, yeah, when did you
that it was.
clock it? Because I
Can I just
unfortunately
say,
knew about it going in, so I was mad because I
I
was like,
did
I got
not know
spoiled.
that. So I did not know that. And I wish you guys could see me. I was sat back in that couch. It was like last Saturday. And I was reading it and I was like, oh my God, Griff. Like, Griff is not that. And I was like, no, he's dead. Like I remembered. I was like, oh, he died in the, like, or he's sick, whatever. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a day. I was like,
Who's the
and
lover
I
now?
wish you could have I wish you could have seen me. I was like, oh, they're lesbians.
You get to that stripper and you're like, no, wait a darn
Ben goes,
minute.
what? And I'm
This
like,
stripper.
they like each other.
Lesbians.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Because I obviously had seen that, like, I felt like Vanessa was an important character when they met at that bar and she came up to her and she's like, they had dinner together, whatever. But I didn't know. And it is, like you said, it's so pure. And never have I ever, like, had someone, like, say such poetic things, like Vanessa said to freaking Joan.
Oh
Like, you're
my God.
kidding.
Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poetry. Her whole thing, I
Yeah.
just can't. I love them. Oh,
I know, I love them too. I think
crazy.
obviously to quickly recap, like throughout the whole first half of the book, I'd say like Joan doesn't understand, I
Hmm.
guess, or hasn't accepted or hasn't really seen or hasn't been attracted to a female before. So
Yeah.
when she sees Vanessa, she's like,
She like
obsessed with
didn't
her.
know.
And then they go to a strip club and she sees the topless girl and she's like, wait, I like girls. And then Vanessa's like,
Okay,
okay,
panic.
I know something you don't know.
Yeah. And she's like, I really like this one stripper. Crazy that she looks just like Vanessa. That's so
I
weird.
know.
She's like, I
And
wonder
then
why I like this girl a little more.
I know, um, when they kiss and it's just like so, it is so pure. Like, I think the best thing about their love for me is like, you know, that feeling. And she described it as like, she literally was so happy and so excited. She got a rash all over her body. Like,
Oh,
and
that
then
was
Vanessa
so
saying,
cute.
like, you're killing me. Like, that's the most romantic thing anyone has ever
Yeah.
said to me that I
Oh
gave
my
them a
God.
rash. Like, that was so funny.
They're so funny. Oh my gosh. I also love how it felt so new and exciting for her. It
Yeah.
was like we got to experience, because that's how it felt in Song of Achilles too. It's like you get to experience her finally being like, wait, this is how it was supposed to feel this whole time. Like, this
Yeah.
is how I was supposed to feel. And like, this is what love is. Oh my God, I get it now, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like everybody can relate to that feeling of like the first time you fall in love and you're just like, whoa, like this is
I know.
crazy, you know?
And it's like
So
all
sweet.
consuming and it's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting because I felt like Joan's character, like the nature of Joan's character went against the nature of Vanessa's character. Like Vanessa was very strong-willed, like she was like, I'm gonna be the first. Duh. Like, of course I am, no questions. Then Joan's like, I don't know, like they might choose me, and of course she's the brightest one in the freaking
Right.
like program.
And Vanessa's like,
Um,
nobody is smarter than you. You're literally like so smart. And she's like,
I
oh,
know. She's like, oh, really? So I really liked that because it showed that they each had like the other side of the coin for each other. Like for Vanessa, Joan would fight. For Joan, like Vanessa would be soft. And it was like that kind of idea of Joan always talked about like, I don't understand how people are so smiley. Like Donna's smiling ear to ear for Hank, and like I could never do that. And then she catches herself being like trying not to smile because she sees Vanessa across the freaking hall. Like it's very cute.
Oh, yeah, there was one quote that she said that literally I was like, "Oh my God, this is how I feel about Taylor Swift." Sometimes she'll say something and I am like, "How did you perfectly encapsulate that feeling?" She said, I don't remember which one of them said this, but it was, "I want to show you every good thing I've ever found." And I'm
I
like,
know.
"Is that not Oh wait, who it tell me?"
It was Jones saying, because Vanessa tells her, "I love you," and she's like, "Oh my God," and she's like, "Have like, I want you to try my dad's like rice noodles or something." I forget what it was, and she's like, "Okay, that's kind of random." She's like, "Well, it's the best food I've ever had in my whole life, and I just want to show you every good thing that there is in the world," kind of thing.
And I
So
was like,
cute.
that is the perfect way to capture and describe love, where it's like everybody knows that feeling where it's like, "Oh, I gotta send this to so and so," or like, "Oh, I gotta like this is me when I'm forcing everyone to try the food." It's like, I love you and I
Yeah,
want you to experience, and I'm so it's like when you want to share those exciting moments with your person, it's like this like
yeah.
crazy feeling. And I just like loved that quote so much. I thought it was so cute.
I know. And just like the weekend away that they had, like cementing their relationship. And then it was funny because when I read the summary, it feels like I went really fast, right? But I feel like the book moved so fast, you didn't really see time passing by
Mm,
because by the time she got chosen for her program, it had been 4.5 years. And so it's
crazy.
like she kept saying, like, I've been with Vanessa for 2 years now. I've been with Vanessa for almost 4 years now.
Hmm.
And it was interesting to see like how long they were secretly in love and then how long their relationship grew. And then that moment at the end where she's like, I feel a sense of peace and kind of no matter what happens, like she is it for me and like it will be that. And then to the marriage of when Barbara got married and she's like, I wish I could give you that. Like I wish that I could give you everything. And that was so heartbreaking.
Oh my God. Also the part where she like broke up with her and Vanessa's like, "Okay, well, what the hell?" And then she goes outside, she calls her from the payphone and she's literally looking at her from the window and she goes, "No, you're not
What the
breaking up
fuck?
with me. You're like actually literally." She goes, "No, no, no, you are not breaking up with me. This is not happening. This is not how it's going to work." And even that too, it's like I just feel like everybody knows that feeling where it's like you can tell your partner is self-sabotaging or they're causing a fight for X, Y, Z. Like everybody, it's like when you know that person, she knew that that is not what Joan
Yeah.
wanted, and she had to be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, hold on. I know you better than you know yourself. We're not doing this right now." You know? And it's like
Yeah.
that's so romantic. Oh.
It was sweet. And it's like, okay, so for that scene, obviously, uh, Vanessa is going up to space very soon. Joan goes to see Antonio to say like, "Hey, I actually never want to go up to space again because I threw up the entire time for like seven
Yeah.
days straight, but I would like to be on mission control." And Antonio's like, "Just so you know, in so many words, we know you're gay and we know you're dating Vanessa, and it would look bad on NASA if they found out." So she's like, "Okay, so I'm not gonna risk Vanessa's future, like I was saying before. It's like she would do anything for her.
Hmm.
So we're breaking up." And that's what Vanessa's like, "No, we're
She's
not."
like,
So,
"Ah,
but
you
thank you
thought."
for the suggestion.
Yeah. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
So,
I know. It was like it's one of those things where it was such a strong scene, but they weren't really. I don't know. I hate yelling. Like I hate loud things. So it's like I was glad that they were like, and we're not doing this, and I'm coming back up. And she's like, until you're coming back upstairs, right? And she's like, yeah, of course I'm coming back upstairs. So then they
yeah.
like make up. But it wasn't like screaming, it wasn't like toxic. It was just kind of like this is a huge struggle that we have to get over because of the way things are.
Hmm.
And it was just like, you're not doing this. It broke my
Yeah.
heart though when she was like, if I could, I would marry you. I'm like you
Uh,
will in a few years.
uh, and the way that she was like so immediately like on board with Frances, even though she was nervous about meeting her and she was all awkward with her at first because she
Yeah.
knows how much like she meant to Joan and she just wanted to give her as much normalcy in life as possible. And I think she just knew that when Joan was breaking things off, that's not what she wanted. And so she was like, okay, we're not doing this. We're gonna.
I know.
I love this book so much.
It was sad.
It was sad, but it was so good.
I think I could see how like you would cry when they were. It's like one of those things where it's like, I wish you could just like throw caution to the wind and she could have said on the mission control comms, like, I love you and I don't care if everybody knows that we're gay. Like, but you can't. And I think the way that Taylor Jenkins Reid wrote it in so many words was like, obviously so many callbacks, so many things. Tell Frances I love, like, hello, like, tell Frances I love her.
Oh my God.
Okay, I will.
And her mom, she's like, tell my mom I said I'm sorry and I love her. And I hope is everybody listening? Like, whatever. Can't.
You're gonna cry.
No, I can't. I literally, you guys, I cannot even express to you. I have never sobbed harder from a book. And I've sobbed pretty hard at some books. Like, I think the top spot was currently being held by The Nightingale. This one went above and beyond. It was the wailing sobbing that I was doing. That was crazy. And then, of course, it's funny too, because I told Ricky, I was like, he's basically sitting there watching me cry because he's like, what do you need from me? I was like, nothing. I just want you to sit here. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll just sit and watch you cry. Because I couldn't tell him about the book because I want him to read it. Because he's like, oh, well, did somebody die? And I'm like, I can't say. So I couldn't even talk about it because I'm going to force him to read it. Anyways, my God. I need to
He won't get it.
He won't get it, but I need this and Song of Achilles, I told him, is a non-negotiable. He needs to read both. So, but he's going to like this book, I think. He's going to be into it. He likes like
okay,
spacey stuff.
I have a quote that did get me, but obviously I didn't cry. She's asking her a bunch of questions and kind of keeping her on the call or whatever. And she said, do you know why I kept saying that the best song was Space Odyssey? Vanessa asked. And Joan said, because of your favorite part. Vanessa says, when he says, tell my wife I love her very much. And then she says, she knows. Yeah, that's it. That's the best part of the song. But do you think that she knows? Do you really think that she knows? And then Joan says she knows. She absolutely knows.
No, I'm going to start crying right now. No, I'm
like,
going to actually
in so many words, like, now. I love you. I love my wife. You are my wife. Even if I die, like, we got married in another world and, like, peace and love forever. Okay.
Oh, shoot me. That's fine. That's crazy. I'm me holding back tears. Oh my God. I was crying so hard. I can't even tell you guys. No. Oh my God. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Oh, what a fabulous Taylor Jenkins Reid, the woman that you are. I'm scared of you. How do you do this? Oh, guys.
Anyway.
What a wild ride.
Epic love story.
Epic. Yeah. I want every single one of you listening to please let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I really need to know, because it seems like this is an overall very loved book, but maybe it didn't resonate with some people, which is okay. Are you okay? That's my question, but it's okay. We all have our own different opinions, so I'll accept that.
What is wrong with you? But like, sure.
What is wrong with you? Do you need therapy? But also, that's fine.
They're like, do you need therapy?
Yeah, I definitely do. After this book, I need therapy. That's for sure.
Wow. No, it was so good. I'm glad I read it. I read most of it. I think I listened to like not that much because I was like, okay, I got to stop because I'm gonna be crying at the gym. Like, I'm about to cry at the gym. No, I wasn't, but
I was literally gonna say
that. At all, actually. So would recommend one of those. It's like safe for the dinner table if you have a very open-minded and liberal family, which I hope we all do.
No, I think even if you don't, you should tell people, oh, this is about space. It's really cool. Make them read it. They're like, this lesbian shit. And you're going to have to make them read that. So that's how you trap them. First, you tell them about Greek mythology, Song of Achilles. Then you tell them about this.
Perfect.
One
at a time.
And then when you're really ready to get them going, you tell them to read Ministry of Time, which is in fact about race and immigration. Yes.
Maybe we start with that. A little bit more topical.
Ooh, yeah. That one's a little bit of a harder read, though. It might go over their head.
I mean, yeah.
They'll be like, what an interesting time travel book. It's kind of boring.
They should have gotten rid of those guys. Yeah, they never brought them back. Anyway.
Oh, guys. Okay. Well, I mean, I think it goes without saying what I would rate this book, but what would you rate this book, Mariana?
Fair fingers. 5 stars.
5 out of 5, easily. This is a god tier read. I'm worried that I'm not going to read a better book this year. This is going to be definitely at the top of the list for me.
It's crazy though because you did, if you haven't watched, go watch Nikki's 2025 ranking all of her books that she read, but you ranked Wedding People, which was our first read last year, and I kind of had forgotten that we even read that at all.
Me too. But
so
you know what?
This might be that.
I don't know what it is about January, but last year, January is when I read Onyx Storm, and that was easily my favorite book of the year. And then same thing with this. Now I'm like, whoa, maybe January is where I start off with the bang. So maybe, I don't know, if you guys have any recommendations of something you think might top this for me, let me know. But this, I said it amidst the sobbing. I said, this is one of the best books I've ever read. So excellent.
Wow. That's a big statement.
It's a big statement.
I would say it's up there for me. I want to read more books like this, you know?
I don't.
This genre.
I'm not well. I can't be reading this.
I know. I think I want to read The Nightingale next.
Oh, that's really a bold choice. I like this better than The Nightingale. Nightingale was very good, though.
Yeah.
But I'm not much of a historical fiction girl within, like, World War II era. Like, even in historical fiction in general, it's not my vibe.
Yeah. We'll see. I read this in physical. I'm trying to get through my physical TBR. I'm reading You Are Here currently. That's the name of the book, You Are Here by David Nichols, which has been on my TBR for forever. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, very exciting next thing we need to talk about. Last thing while we hold you hostage on this episode before you get to leave after 2 hours.
So long.
Is we need to talk about our February book club pick. Because as you guys know, this was January book club. We always read a book together every single month. And in February, we're going a little bit of a Valentine's Day romance theme, hopefully lightening the mood a little bit after this beautiful atmosphere starting off the year. Drumroll, please. Winning by a landslide, we have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison for the February read. Woohoo! Soundboard cheering. Yay! Side note, if you guys are not a part of our Instagram broadcast channel, it's a little bit annoying to get to. You have to go to my personal page, which is at Niki Dietrich. We'll have it linked below. And on my page, on my profile, it'll say Book Besties. You can join it there. That's where we send a lot of updates when the podcasts are live, things like that. That's where we vote for each book club read. And I will say this was 51 to 14 was the next highest vote. So people are really interested in reading First Time Caller.
I voted for Promise Me Sunshine, just for full transparency.
I didn't vote at all. Well, maybe you could give us a synopsis because you have read First Time Caller. Okay.
So
hit me.
First Time Caller is about this single mom who has like a teenage daughter. I think she's around 14 years old. And one day she hears her daughter on the phone late at night, like under her covers, like talking to somebody. And she's like, what the heck? And she hears that it's a man on the other side of the phone. And she's like, oh my goodness. She takes the phone from her daughter and she goes, who the heck are you and why are you talking to my 14-year-old daughter? And the guy's like, hello, you have just dialed into Heartthrob Radio. And it turns out that the daughter essentially is like, my mom is single and I think she's lonely and I want to find her someone to date.
Oh my God. This is such a fun premise of a book. I feel like this is perfect for Valentine's Day.
It is perfect for Valentine's Day. And the cover is so cute. And obviously, if you guys have been around for last year's book club, we read Something Else by B.K. Borison. And I will say, this is more a book that feels like a book versus Good Spirits was more of like a very holiday, cheesy little read. This is like more of a book. So,
and isn't the second one coming out soon? The sequel?
Yes, the second one is obviously the show is about First Time Caller. It's like a radio station. It's about the weather guy.
Oh, cute. Okay.
The second book is.
When is that one out? Do we know?
Yeah, next month in Feb as well.
Okay, perfect. Yay. Okay, well, if you guys want to join, like I said, you can join the Instagram broadcast channel. We also read along with each other on Fable, which, I mean, we love Fable over here at the Last Page Pod, okay? Download Fable, join us, and I can't wait to jump into it. That's going to be a fun one.
I know it will be really fun. I'm excited. And it'll be like a fun little chat because I feel like it does have some deep themes. I also truthfully don't remember that much. So I'm excited to read it. And I want to buy it because I listened to it and did my Kindle. So
cute. And it's just a cute book to have, as you said.
I know.
Love.
I love PK.
Guys, well, thank you for sticking around for so long. We love you so much. This was just such an amazing book, as we said. So I'm glad we got to read it together. Follow us, subscribe to us, send your friends our podcast, and give yourself a big hug because you deserve that.
Thank you so much.
Buy yourself a sweet treat. You deserve that. I
bought more cardigans today, just so you guys know.
Oh, well, I'm going to go get my facial and my nails done. So I will be broke forever. Okay. So guys, help us get a sponsor for the podcast by sharing with your friends. We need more listeners. So thank you so much.
Yay. Thank you for listening, and please do share it out. And if you do listen to us, post it on your Instagram because I love to repost that shiz.
Yeah. Okay. We love you guys so much.
That's enough. So long.
Gotta go. Bye to the stars. Goodbye.
Okay. If you got to the end of this episode, comment a little snail.
A snail emoji. That's for only the cool girls. Okay. If you know, you know. Snails in the comments.
Okay. Love ya.
Love you. Bye.